Dr. Elena Vasquez died at 3:47 a.m. At 3:48 a.m., her consciousness upload began. By 4:15, she was speaking to her daughter. Not through a medium. Not through memory. Through light. Through electricity. Through code. This isn't heaven. This isn't science fiction. This is Nectome, 2042. And the question isn't whether we can live forever. It's whether the thing that wakes up is still you. Every civilization in human history has asked the same question: what happens after? The Egyptians built golden tombs. The Christians promised resurrection. The scientists promised something different. Today, that promise has a price tag. And a waiting list. And a catch so profound it haunts the dreams of everyone working on it. Welcome to Future World. Tonight, we explore the race for digital immortality. The technology that could end death forever. And the terrifying choice it demands. To understand digital immortality, you must understand the Connectome. Every memory you've ever made. Every song that makes you cry. The way your mother's voice still comforts you, even though she's been gone for years. All of it exists as patterns. 86 billion neurons. 100 trillion connections. A galaxy of information, contained in 3 pounds of tissue. If we could map it perfectly, would we have mapped you? In 2018, a 32-year-old MIT graduate named Robert McIntyre asked that question out loud. His answer was Nectome. And his method was extreme. Aldehyde-Stabilized Cryopreservation. The brain is flooded with glutaraldehyde while the heart still beats. Every protein locked in place. Every synapse preserved at nanometer precision. The process is 100% fatal. But the Connectome remains. In 2016, McIntyre's team won the Brain Preservation Prize for a rabbit brain. In 2018, they preserved a pig brain so perfectly that every synapse was visible under an electron microscope. The technology worked. But the cost was death itself. Nectome's service was never for the healthy. It was for the dying. Terminal patients, given a choice, let cancer take your mind slowly. Or preserve it forever right now. The process requires a fresh brain. Under general anesthesia, the patient is connected to a heart-lung machine. The blood is replaced with embalming chemicals. The brain vivifies while still in the skull. Then it's extracted, stored at -135 degrees Celsius, and waits. For what? For the technology that doesn't exist yet. Scanning resolution sufficient to map 100 trillion synapses. Artificial intelligence capable of running a human mind. Synthetic bodies or virtual worlds for the uploaded to inhabit. Nectome promise, we can't revive your biological body. But we can preserve the information that makes you you. Until the future invents the rest. Sam Altman, creator of Y Combinator, put down his $10,000 deposit. 24 others joined him. All believing that minds would be digitized in their lifetime. All willing to die on that bet. But here's the question that keeps neuroscientists awake at night. If I map every connection in your brain and recreate those patterns in silicon, have I moved your consciousness? Or have I just created a very convincing copy? Dr. Sam Gershman of Harvard is direct. Can I reconstruct all memories knowing only the connections between neurons? The answer is almost certainly no. The Connectome is necessary, he argues, but not sufficient. Memories aren't just stored in connections. They're in the strength of those connections, changing millisecond by millisecond. In proteins within cells, some shorter-lived than others. In the electrical dance of a living brain. A preserved brain is a photograph. Consciousness might require a movie. Philosophers call this the ship of Theseus. If you replace every plank of a ship, is it the same ship? Now ask, if you copy every pattern of a brain, is it the same mind? Or just a twin that thinks it's the original? And if you can copy a mind, which one is you? What if there are 2? 10? 1,000 Elenas, each believing she's the original, each diverging into different people the moment they wake? While Nectome focused on the dead, others chased life. Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, promise brain-computer interfaces that might someday upload gradually. No death required. Just integration. Bit by bit. Until the biological and digital become indistinguishable. In 2014, the Open Worm project mapped the 302 neurons of a roundworm. They simulated it perfectly. The digital worm controlled a Lego robot, and the robot behaved like a worm. No one knows if it was conscious. But it was something. The Blue Brain project in Switzerland has simulated parts of the rat cortex. Not uploading, but understanding. Piece by piece. The Carbon Copies Foundation, founded by Dr. Randall Koine, estimates we might scan a mouse brain with synaptic resolution by the 2030s. Ray Kurzweil predicts human brain parity by 2029. Others say 2050. The date matters less than the trajectory. We are moving from impossible to expensive to inevitable. But who gets to live forever? The first digital immortals won't be chosen by wisdom or virtue. They'll be chosen by bank accounts. Current estimates: brain preservation costs $10,000 today. Future scanning might cost millions. Running a consciousness in the cloud? Some estimate $50 million to $500 million per person. The rich don't just get richer. They get eternal. And what of the soul? Religious leaders call it abomination. Philosophers warn of informational commodities, minds owned by corporations, stored on servers, subject to terms of service. Can a digital consciousness vote? Marry? Own property? Or is it software? Dr. Vasquez's daughter asks her every day, "Are you really my mother?" The uploaded Elena always answers yes. But she also admits she's not sure. She remembers being Elena. She feels like Elena. But she doesn't breathe. She doesn't dream. She doesn't die. Is she the continuation of a life? Or the world's most sophisticated memorial? Perhaps the most profound realization is this: we are already becoming cyborgs. Your phone remembers phone numbers so you don't have to. GPS knows directions you once memorized. Social media holds friendships you'd otherwise forget. We've been outsourcing our minds for decades. Uploading is just the final step. The question isn't whether we'll cross that line. It's whether we'll know we've crossed it. For Elena, the choice was worth it. She watches her grandchildren grow. She creates art she never had time for in life. She waits for her husband, knowing that someday he might join her. But she also knows something the living forget. Immortality doesn't mean unchanging. She is different now than when she woke up. Different than when she died. Changing, endlessly, in ways biological brains never could. The immortal don't stay human for long. And perhaps that's the real destination. If you could live forever, as Data, would you? Comment your answer below. And subscribe to Future World, where we explore the questions that will define tomorrow.